All right, like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. We got the best game of the week. Los Angeles Chargers against the Denver Broncos. The Broncos ended up beating the Chargers 31-30 in this close-knit game. It was crazy. Drew Lock, 26 of 41, 248 yards, 3 TDs, 1 pick. Phillip Lindsay, 83 yards at a TD. Deshaun Hamilton, 82 yards at a TD. Justin Herbert, 29 of 43, 278 yards, 3 TDs, and 2 picks. Justin Jackson had about 89 yards. Mike Williams had 100 yards and a TD. Keenan Allen also got his joints in. He got his rocks off today with a TD. And Gabe Neighbors closed out the second half with his TD. It was craziness at the early start. A lot of mayhem took place here. 24-10 right now in the third quarter. And then you get a TD pass to Albert O with the one leg, took legs then. And he got down. It's a 17-24 game. And there's 7 minutes, 35 seconds left. Drew Lock throws it to Deshaun Hamilton, who we was talking about earlier. 24-27. So after getting pushed back a little bit, they go up forward. And he gets the field goal that's good. 6-point game. And then here you go, Drew Lock with 7 seconds left. He goes all up, but it's incomplete. But then the flag comes out. Drew gets one more shot. He goes around the corner. He ends up hitting KJ Hamler for the TD at the last second. First they said it was no good, but then they said it was a touchdown. They went back and forth. His butt landed in bounds, and it was a TD. Tie game, Justin Herbert. You see it. And look at Drew Lock dancing. And they got that field goal that was good. All types of mayhem happened after that because of frustration, obviously. You got 2 of 4 teams right now trying to get their third win. Denver gets this. The Chargers have fought their battle out. They battle every game of the year, honestly. But the bottom line is Chargers go to 2-5. The Broncos go to 3-4. Herbert is thinking to himself, these close games are killing me, dog. Like, what's going on? Drew Lock over there on the side dancing, popping bottles like he in the club. He going crazy. And now you got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. This game was not as close as their games that they had last year with the mayhem. But bottom line is the Seahawks beat the 49ers 37-27. Russell Wilson, 27-37, 261 yards, 4 TDs. DJ Dallas, 41 yards of the TD. DK Donkey Kong Metcalf, 161 yards and 2 TDs. Nick Mullins, 18-25, 238 yards, 2 TDs. Jermichael Hasty, 29 yards and a TD. Brandon Ayuk, 91 yards and a TD. And bottom line is, Seattle was smashing them niggas 30-7, giving them the business. Why did I say Nick Mullins? Because Jimmy G was benched in the fourth quarter because he wasn't able to do nothing. I don't know if his ankle was hurt or whatever. But the bottom line is Nick Mullins did all that stuff that he was doing in the fourth quarter. See, as you can see, it was already 30-7 going into the fourth quarter. And this is when they put in Nick Mullins because Jimmy G was not being the poor star that we needed him to be. He had got Jerick McKinnon a TD. He had got Ross Dwelly a TD. You know what I'm saying? He even got Brandon Ayuk a TD. But the bottom line is it didn't matter. It was late calories. And up next, we got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Chicago Bears. The Saints take the Bears to overtime, and they beat them 26-23. Drew Brees, 31-41, 280 yards, 2 TDs. Alvin Shinsuke Kamara, 123 yards. Nick Foles, 28-41, 272 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 pick. David Montgomery, 89 yards. Allen Robinson, 87 yards and a TD. Yeah. Drew Brees passing it, and Jared Cook gets himself a TD. 10-13. And then we go all the way to the fourth. Taysom Hill with the catch. He goes in, gets a TD. They're up 23-13. And then Nick Foles makes a pass to Darnell Mooney. 20-23. They catch it back up. Cario Santos with the leg, 51-yarder. And he sends it into overtime. But Will Luck said, the heck with that. I'll do it where it counts. Overtime. 35-yard kick to seal the deal. Done deal, and that's it. And then we say the NFC East goofiness for last. The Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Dallas defense actually tried for once, but it didn't even matter. Bottom line is the Eagles beat the Cowboys 23-9. Carson Wentz, 15-27, 123 yards, 2 TDs, 2 picks. Boston Scott, 70 yards. Travis Fulgham, 78 yards in the TD. Ben DiNucci, 21 of 40, 180 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, 60 yards. Michael Gallup, 61 yards. Jalen Reagor gets a TD over there before the end of the first quarter, 7-3. A bunch of field goals later and all that other goofiness, and now you got Travis Fulgham getting a TD right here, and then they go for the 2, so they're up like 15-9 at that point. And if you want to see the 2-point conversion, there it is right there, wham, there you have it. All right, now for Dallas, this was questionable. Now, when he had the fumble, now they were scrambling for the ball, but they said that nobody had possession of it, and the ball got kicked away, and then Roddy McLeod picked it back up and ran it in for a TD. Now, my question is, if he was really down, the ref would have just told him, like, no, it's just down. But then the point is, they didn't turn it over, and then, you know what I'm saying, they tried to go for 2, but once they went for a 2 attempt, they was like, they can't really change the call. So that's basically what happened. And then they was just getting punished, and they just threw it backwards for safety, so that's what it was. Pretty much that was it. And then there was this wild pooch kid or whatever like that. They thought they was almost going to land on it, but it ends up going the Eagles' way throughout all that. Done deal, done. NFC East goofiness. The Eagles 3-4-1. Dallas falls to 2-6. Dallas, your defense actually created 4 turnovers for Carson Wentz's goofy ass, but they still ended up beating you 23-9. What the heck is going on? I told them Dallas could not block if they had a game of Tetris laying around. If they had Jenga playing around, they couldn't have any blocks. Jerry Jones, send your own self to the goddamn scrap heap and start all over again. You paying your boys all this money and they're not performing. You should have paid Dak this way. It's what happened to him. But bottom line is, I know accidents can happen anyway, but bottom line is, Jerry, I know you don't want the spotlight now, do you? The spotlight's on you, and it's not good. 2-6, get the hell out of here with that. Y'all play football like that, get his candy ass out of here.